Morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay today. This morning, I hope that you got your morning off to a good start. Um, as we work hard over here to bring you good content, make sure, as I say, you hit the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I see that there are still slightly more people that look at my channel that's not subscribed. And sometimes people just forget to subscribe because, a lot of times if you see a video that pop up and you'll click on it, and you'll come back and look, and sometimes people hit the notification button and forget to hit the subscribe button. So please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps to keep me in the algorithm. Also, and if you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. As we continue to grow, we're definitely growing. And, that means a lot to me. But I wanted to do a little short video on Brittany Griner. She was released, reports are she was released from the Russian prison camp this morning after just 10 months. Of course, we know Brittany Griner was detained and sentenced in Russia for having marijuana. Marijuana. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up.
Thursday, we're staying on top of breaking news. This just into the newsroom. Phoenix Mercury star Brittany Griner has been released from a Russian prison camp today as part of a prisoner swap with Russia. We're told that this is for arms dealer Victor Bout. This is someone who has been in the news a lot. There was a lot of talk about swapping him for Brittany Griner. That's according to a U.S. official who spoke to CNN.
It does beg the question, though, about Paul Wheeling. And I'm looking, we're going through all the information. This is just coming in to our newsroom, and this will be controversial because the heavy price. It does leave behind an American who's been jailed there, it would be Paul Wheeling, for nearly 4 years. I'm sure we'll be hearing from his family. But again, Griner, as you know, is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She's been there for months on drug charges, coming through security there back in February and caught with cannabis in a vaping cartridge. And that is why all of this has happened. That's why she was taken just weeks ago, a little more than a week ago, to that prison camp in Russia.
Yeah, she was moved to that penal colony there. She's been in custody for almost 10 months, if you can believe it. It was back on February 17th that she was arrested there and detained at the airport. Of course, we saw her trial. She was later sentenced to 9 years in prison. And as Kaylee mentioned, recently transferred to that prison camp. But as we're getting reporting in real time, she has been released as part of a prisoner swap with Russia. But you do bring up a good point about Paul Whelan. We still are working to figure out what this could possibly mean for him.
And Armando Fabiano is going to be working on this. I just want to add this as well, because again, I'm reading The Wire as it's coming through from the Associated Press. The swap confirmed again by U.S. officials, as you mentioned, Nick, with direct knowledge, though, of the negotiations, who were not authorized to publicly discuss the deal, quote, before a White House announcement, and did speak on condition of anonymity.
Okay. So there we see, hold on one second. Okay, so there we see that it is breaking news, and she has just been released, of course. And they're saying that there is another prisoner, and I was kind of doing research on him. And his name is Paul Whelan, and he and his brother, he's been there for several years. He and his brother was detained, David Whelan, but his brother, David Whelan, was let go, and he was left behind, and he's been there, I think they said, since 2019. And looking at his history, they say that David, Paul Whelan spoke with his parents after Reed's release and said that the news was hard for him, according to David Whelan, and he's trying to figure out why he's been left behind. They were saying back in 2018, Paul Whelan was convicted of larceny and discharged from the Marines for bad conduct. Now, I don't mean no harm. Okay, I had to go ahead I just have to put a little humor in it, but it's the damn truth. The Marines be batshit crazy. Okay, I don't know if it's because when they have to go up under their water for a long time, when they, if a man make it through the Marines, you might need to check his history, his mental history. I don't mean no harm, and there ain't nothing bad. It's some that's got some sense, but I think being up under that water for a long time when they have to go through training and all of that, it cuts off oxygen to their brain, and I'm telling you, oh Lord. But anyways, he was discharged, but that didn't have anything to do with Russia. And then he was arrested in 2018 while visiting Moscow for a friend's wedding, and was charged with espionage. For some, it's early.
Espionage.
Okay, and that is being a spy, a political spy. That's not, if they say that he was a political spy, even though the United States has denied it, and this is the man right here, and he has denied it. It's probably the truth because he probably was. But here's the thing: why would the United States leave him out there like that? Because they have spies to go over into other countries and stuff all the time. This is him right here. Okay, that's the brother that was also over there, but he was in jail too, but they let him go. Okay, but his brother is still in jail. And they were more than likely the worst spies. Why would the United States leave them out there like that? Okay. I feel like, the sentence, Brittany was definitely over sentenced. But of course they did that because they knew, the man that we had in the United States in jail, they've been wanting him back. Okay. And I think they over sentenced Brittany so that they could get him back. Let's see what Sleepy Joe got to say.
Since before I took office. And today we also remember the other Americans that are being held hostage and wrongfully detained in Russia or anywhere else in the world. Reuniting these Americans with their loved ones remains a priority for my administration, every person in my administration involved in this. We're going to continue to work to bring home every American who continues to endure such an injustice. We also want to prevent any more American families from suffering this pain and separation. And I strongly urge all Americans to take precautions, including reviewing the State Department's travel advisories before they travel overseas, which now includes warnings about the risk of being wrongfully detained by a foreign government. Make no mistake about it, this work is not easy. Negotiations are always difficult. There are never any guarantees. But it's my job as President of the United States to make the hard calls and protect American citizens everywhere in the world, anywhere in the world.
You are not going to get us
the same. Today we have made one more family whole again. So welcome home, Brittany. And now I'd like to invite Sherelle to say a few words, Joe. Of course, she's not excited at all about this. Sherelle, it's all yours, kiddo. Congratulations again.
Thank you. So over the last 9 months, you all have been so privy to one of the darkest moments of my life. And so today I'm just standing here overwhelmed with emotions, but the most important emotion that I have right now is just sincere gratitude for President Biden and his entire administration. He just mentioned this work is not easy, and it has not been. There's been so many hands involved. And so I'd like to take a moment to just specifically mention a few. Vice President Harris, Secretary Blinken, Jake Sullivan.
Okay. I didn't want to listen to all that, but we see here, right, that she has been released, and he claims that there's a priority to get everybody home. I don't know how much of a priority it is if you got people that have been over there before her, even though I feel like she was over sentenced, but that was a strategy of theirs so that they can get that man that we've had in the United States back. I'm trying to see exactly what Victor Bout, that was his name. what did he do in the United States? I think he was a terrorist. Okay. I'm telling y'all something. Them Russian folks, when they be into crime, they real they worse than the Mexican mob. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Let me see what Victor Bout's charges are. They say he's a Russian arms dealer. Ooh, he looks evil too. Let's see, Victor Bout charges. Bout, a former Soviet military officer, was serving 25-year prison sentence in the United States on charges of conspiring to kill Americans. Ooh, child. Acquire and export anti-aircraft missiles and provide material support to terrorist organizations. And they done let that out. They done let that out. So, I mean, you know, y'all, when you go over to these other countries, you know damn well what their policies are. Don't go over there smoking weed. In some parts of China, you can't chew bubble gum when you're out because they'll whoop your ass with a stick. I mean, just stay out of these other countries if you don't want to abide by their rules. Everybody ain't as lenient as the Americans. Well, over here, where you can do anything you want to, as long as it's not law abiding. Because hell, it seems like to me you get in trouble for being law abiding citizens. Okay, in other countries, they don't give a damn how much money you got. Oftentimes, sometimes, you know. Okay. But especially if you are an American, most countries don't like Americans because of the shit that Americans have done. Americans like to go and blow up everybody else's countries and bother everybody else for oil and shit. Even though it's not our fault, it is the American government's fault for being so greedy. We get the hate for it. Okay, we want to Americanize the Iranians. We wanted the Iraqis. Hell, them folks was over there blowing our military people up, because even the women, because they didn't want to be Americanized. They want to wear the scars and shit all over their face, and that's their culture. But the truth of the matter is, the Americans was sending young African American men and women and of all race, people of all races off to die strictly because they wanted to own the oil over there in the eastern countries. Greed. We had a drunk ass President Bush and Cheney that didn't give a damn about the Americans or human life, that killed mothers and fathers and babies in other countries because they wanted to take control of the oil and then trick the American people. And then I said, well, them Iranians was killing our soldiers. Of course they was. Our soldiers was just doing a job because they was deported and sent off to, that's what they signed up for. But they didn't know the truth about what was going on. But those people over there in those eastern countries did. But folks don't want to be Americanized. We don't know how to leave other folks alone, but yet we got people laying all out in the street, ain't got no home. Folks going off the war, coming back shell shocked. They don't even take care of them right. All of the hunger and the poverty and the killings and the mental illness and the manufactured diseases like cancer and things of that nature, by the way, you don't hardly see in other countries. Because they're not putting stuff in their food to try and kill their people, to depopulate. You know why? Because you go over to London, healthcare is free. So you don't see a whole lot of people dying of cancer. I.e., when I told you I went over there to Al Green Church and he was gone for a while. When he came back, he said he had been battling cancer. He had been over in Mexico and he was cured, by the way. Because other countries are not trying to kill their people. I'm not saying that they don't slaughter. They have not done things that are not right to their people. But Americans the American government got too much shit going on in America, but instead what they do is they looking outside of America, trying to run somebody else instead of trying to fix what we got going on. Brittany knew she ain't supposed to been smoking her hair no damn weed when she took her ass over there. Now I'm glad she's home, but priority is also to get other people who have been falsely, it's people that have been falsely charged with stuff that's sitting in the American jail, but they ain't got, sitting in these other jails, all they did just went to another country. And they falsely detained them for nothing. They need to be trying to get them home too. Brittany actually did do what they say she did. Even though they over sentenced her because they wanted that terrorist back, and they gonna get him back. But the same way they fought for Brittany, they need to be fighting. This man was a batshit crazy. I'm saying this military guy that they got kicked out of the military, but they charged him with working as an American spy, and he probably was. So why the Americans leaving him out there like that? He more than likely was. Americans have spies. Americans have spies, and they go to other countries. You got to be crazy to do it, but they do it. So, I'm happy she's home. Okay, Sleepy Joe and Kamala, I was looking at that dynamic, and it's a damn shame how they bamboozle the black people, because they really have to bamboozle the black people, because we could be so radical as it relates to something. With that Chucks and Pearls stuff, we never saw Kamala with a pearl on. And they ain't talked about a damn Chuck and Pearl since she been elected, because we ain't really seen her. That's the first time I done seen her since the damn election. What has she done for black people? Okay, she helped Brittany Griner. That's going to make them look good, because Brittany Griner has celebrity and status. But what has she done for the women? Because I tried to tell y'all that they was bamboozling black people. Kamala built her career off of over sentencing and overcharging poor black people. Did you hear what I said? I could try to be proud of any black woman, but this woman does not identify as being black. She never said she was black. Even though she looked black and can't pass for another damn thing other than black. She could never say she was black. She said, my mother is, I believe she said Indian, and my father is Jamaican. A Jamaican ain't nothing but a damn black man. She couldn't even say it. She don't identify with us. I.e., that's why she could overcharge to try and build her career, because if you overcharge poor black people for crime, they ain't got the money to hire no paid defense attorneys. She's the PD's office, which is the public defender's office, will work with the prosecutor's office, and I'm sure that they was, and they was building her career. That's how she built her career. That's how she built her resume. Now I have to say, that her and Sleepy Joe is working on another crime bill. But see, I tried to tell y'all with Sleepy Joe and Clinton. Well, the folks that Bill Clinton was the first black president. How you figure that? He likes black women's this. It ain't a fucking thing great about white men liking black women. They've always been attracted to black women. A black woman is a woman. Black women are beautiful. We come in all colors and shapes and sizes, hips, breast, lips. We had all that before it became popular, when they was making us feel bad about having it. Everybody want to be like us. Not everybody going to get asses and stuff. They know what to do to build their booties up. They stay in the gym. They was attracted to black women when they was raping them back in the slavery days. Okay? And that's not a dig at white people. I'm just saying, that's a dig at us, at our mindset, how pathetic a lot of us are, because we don't know who we are and how great we are. Okay. But they helped to create that crime bill. And Sleepy Joe, which is President Joe Biden, he was at the forefront. Him and Bill Clinton. He was at the forefront. They created that 3 strikes bill to put people in jail for life, even on misdemeanors. Because Bill Clinton had a brother that was the biggest drug dealer over in Little Rock, Arkansas, which is 2 hours from Memphis. And they had to do something because he was simply trying to make sure that he put all of his brother's competition in jail. Seemed like to me they ain't really put no murderers in jail like that. 3 strikes, you in jail for life. A lot of those men are still in jail right now. Sleepy Joe, no good ass, has had the opportunity because he has been the vice president and now he's the highest official in the land to reverse that. But you know what him and Kamala doing? Because they work good at doing that. As I said, she built her career off of overcharging poor black people. Okay? They're working on another crime bill for you motherfuckers that thought that they was the savior. And which folks gone crazy now. At this point, they made sure, I'm going to tell you what they did. They made sure that they let crime got so out of control because see, while black men don't know how to treat black women, we're the ones that really stand behind them because we got the loudest voices. We'll scream on every rooftop. You can't do that to my man. You can't do that to my son. Okay? But they allowed crime to get so out of control. Now you hear a whole lot of black women, even like myself, screaming, these niggas got to do something. These niggas is barbaric. They made sure they put every barbaric drug to include horse tranquilizers. Okay? In the community to make sure these folks was barbaric. Killing like it ain't nothing. Like that's normal. And now we saying they got to do something. They got to do something. And so now they're saying now we can stick that other crime bill on them and make them think we're trying to help them and get the rest of them. Because see, what they're going to be after is the rest of the drug dealers that ain't necessarily really physically, what got a gun in their hand, going around like these young thugs, these pathetic gang members doing, feeling like they need to kill somebody, like they inciting fear. They're going to go after them too. They get ready to send them to the electric chair. When I tell you there was talks in Tennessee, Tennessee is one of the only states that still has the electric chair. And when I tell you, they secretly putting some stuff together in the state capitol to make sure they start sending these gang members back up there. And with the heinous shit they do, even though I have a heart for a lot of these young dudes, even with the pathetic shit they do, but they've gotten so barbaric. People have thrown their hands up and saying, look, I want my kids to live. I want my son to live. I'm tired of them stealing my cars. I'm tired of them breaking into my house. They can't break in here and rape my children. Do whatever. It was engineered. They wanted us to get this tired so that they could do exactly what they want to do and say, well, we're going to make the streets safe again for all of the law-abiding citizens. This is what we got to do. And because we're so desperate for it to be right again, we ain't screaming on every rooftop. So a lot of these niggas in trouble, they don't even know it. But I'm gonna get off of that because y'all know this right here is my subject. Okay, this is my subject right here. I love talking about stuff like this, but yeah, she out. Now we're gonna see what they're gonna do for the other Americans. Okay, hopefully, they do what they say they're gonna do. Hopefully, those that have been there longer, especially those they sent over there to be spies, they shouldn't send people out to go be their spy and then just let them hang like that. Okay. But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can do it via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.